I've been in the automotive industry for the last 10 years, and I'm going to share with you 7 best tips to get you started on your career journey. Tip 1, focus on tasks, not titles. The automotive industry has so much more to offer than what we may first assume. It's not all just mechanics, technicians, front of house. There's a huge number of roles that you don't necessarily know even exist yet. So it's really important to think about what you enjoy doing and what you want your day-to-day to look like in the future, so that we can track that back to a career that might be well suited for you. Are you interested in the environment and sustainability? Maybe look at EV roles or roles in ESG departments for larger corporations. If you're interested in gaming or IT, then maybe look at software development or diagnostics. Do you like planning and logistics? If so, think about parts, supply chain, distribution, network operator. There are so many different roles out there. So rather than just thinking of a particular title, start thinking about what you really want, what you enjoy, and that will open your mind up to all the different possibilities. Tip 2, update your image of the industry. The automotive industry has changed massively. It's not now just spanners and hammers. And actually, we're seeing huge advancements in technology and the way that businesses operate. Now, the industry is accommodating to all, and if anything, it's welcoming of new talent, new people, and there is definitely a place for you. Because of the advancements in tech, we're seeing new roles evolve in EV, in sustainability, in ADAS, but also there are the typical roles that you may imagine. So finance, HR, customer service, admin, accounting. The industry is crying out for people. There is a skills gap, and that's partly because of all of the advancements that we've seen. Tip 3 is to explore roles and paths properly. If you're considering an apprenticeship, it's well worth taking the time to make sure that you're finding the one that's right for you, because an apprenticeship can start at any age. So rather than just jumping into something because it's what's available, think about what you actually want your career to look like. Having said this, what you do now doesn't dictate the rest of your career journey. We know people that did an apprenticeship back in the 1980s that are now managing directors of large network of body shops across the UK. And likewise, we've got somebody that did an MET apprenticeship at a single site who now owns multiple different businesses in different areas of the automotive industry. The automotive industry is not saturated by brilliant young people. So if you've got something about you, there's absolutely an opportunity to create the most incredible career in this industry. Tip 4, an apprenticeship versus a job. So yeah, you could absolutely just get an entry-level job in the industry, and that would give you a wage and it would give you some experience. But with an apprenticeship, you get KSBs, knowledge, skills and behaviours, and a proper framework that sets you up for a whole guided learning journey. With that, you're still earning while you're learning, but you also get exposure to the real side of the industry, different parts of the business that potentially just a job would limit you to. With an apprenticeship, you get a recognised qualification and a progression route. But at the same time, what I would say is the industry isn't one that cares about CVs and accolades. What it cares about is real people with real commitment, with real enthusiasm, and with a real hunger to learn. So some quick guidance on levels. If you're a school leaver, you're potentially looking at a level 2, 3, or maybe even a level 4 apprenticeship programme. But actually, apprenticeships are a great way to progress in a career. So apprenticeships go up to a level 6, which is equivalent to degree level. What you can't do is multiple apprenticeships that are of similar standard at the same level. For example, you can't go and do a level 3 paint qualification, then a panel qualification, and then an MET. But what you absolutely can do is a level 2 auto care, progress up to a level 3, move on to a level 4, and then even potentially look at level 5 or level 6 management degree apprenticeships. Tip 5, pick the right employer and the right training provider. When looking for your employer, there are some really important things that you want to know before jumping straight in. Firstly, for the apprenticeship that you're doing, is there a qualified person that's going to be able to show you how to do that job? For example, if you're going to be a parts assistant, is there a qualified parts manager within the business? If there's not, there's a risk that you could be doing too much too early and you're not necessarily going to be learning the knowledge, the skills and the behaviours that you need to pass your qualification. Secondly, try to really understand what your employer stands for, what their company culture's like and what their values are. While it may be your first job, it's important that you stick to what you believe in and make sure that what you want aligns with what your employer's looking for. When it comes to the training provider, there are lots of different ways of achieving your apprenticeship qualification. You can go to college 1 day a week. you can go to a training provider that's a bit further afield on what's called a block basis, which is where you stay at college from a Sunday night through to a Thursday night. Or there's on-site delivery. And this means that the college or the training provider actually sends an assessor out to you. So you stay in the workplace 5 days a week and you only go off-site when it comes to your final qualification exams. So it's really important that you know what you're looking for and you're able to match that, the right training provider, to the right employer. Tip 6, get in the room and build your skills daily. One really important thing to know is that you have to take this seriously. Yes, you might just be applying for your first apprenticeship, but actually this could be the beginning of an incredible career. As we said, some of the industry leaders started as an apprentice. So the work that you do now will set you up for the rest of your life. The industry, while it's huge, is incredibly close-knit. But at the end of the day, we're all human. So start reaching out to people that you see on LinkedIn, on TikTok, on social media. Ask them if they've got 10 minutes to chat through what their career journey's been, what they would look for in a potential apprentice, or what programs they've potentially been on. The more you ask, the more knowledge you get, the more that you'll build up a really solid network, but also be able to proposition yourself as something that employers really see value in. So yes, absolutely, get the value that you can from them, but make sure that you then do something with that and pitch yourself to the industry. So once you're in the room, start asking these people for opportunities. And it doesn't just have to be an apprenticeship, but think about work experience. Have they got some Saturday work? Is there some time that you can spend shadowing someone in their business? The more you start building up this experience, the more value you're able to add to a potential employer further down the road. And then it's really about taking responsibility for your learning. So again, at this stage, employers aren't going to be expecting you to have the knowledge, the skills and the behaviours. But what they would love to see is you taking a proactive approach to learning about things that are happening in their industry and also potentially things that are happening in their business that their existing staff may not be fully on top of. So read up on the development of EVs, read up on ADAS, have a look at how sustainability is affecting the wider workforce within the industry. Talk to employers about that. It shows you're willing to learn. It shows you've got a real knowledge of things that are affecting the day-to-day of the industry. And it also shows that you're taking responsibility for your own learning journey, which will stand you in good stead for the future. Tip 7, think long-term and embrace change. As we said, your apprenticeship is the start of your journey, and who knows where you may be in 30 years. But ultimately, this is down to you. Don't put too much pressure on yourself and always think what's next. But at the same time, keep your eye open for opportunities for further learning, to take on and develop new skills, and to add value to the work that you're already doing. Employers are there to support you, but they're also not there to baby you. So you need to have responsibility for your own journey. Don't box yourself off from anything. Don't say no to opportunities that potentially come up, and be open-minded about where your career could lead. There's genuinely never been a more exciting time to join the automotive industry. It's forward thinking, it's tech heavy, it's welcoming, but it's also full of opportunity. So if you'd like to learn more about how to make the most of those opportunities, then visit our dedicated automotive job board at apprenticeshipcentral.co.uk and we'll find you your first apprenticeship.